the Raptors Show on the Sportsnet Radio Network. A reminder, we're streaming live on Sportsnet's YouTube channel and airing live on Sportsnet 360, Monday to Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. Make sure you find the Raptors Show wherever you listen to podcasts and subscribe, and please rate and review our show. I'm your host, Wim Lu, and I'm joined by producer and co-host Alex Wong. The Raptors begin a stretch where they play only 2 games in the span of 9 days. So there's going to be a lot of off-day content, and that's what we have prepared for you today. So, Alex, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, man? For everybody who watched the Miami Heat game this week, I want you to pull up any clip of Pascal Siakam on the bench and then pull up the YouTube stream here and just compare what Will is wearing to Pascal, because they're wearing the exact same outfit.
Okay, so first off, as you know,
Yeah.
I purchased a shirt last week.
Yes, 2 shirts.
Okay,
2
fine.
fits.
I've purchased 2 fits last week. This was one of them.
H&M.
Then I wore it on Sunday when we went to the Grizzly Truth.
Right.
I'm bringing it back again. And in between, Pascal has also worn this fit. So I feel like I feel like this should be mine. You know, like this is.
Yeah. Let's just
Do you
start
think
telling
Pascal
each other.
also spent $39 at
No,
H&M?
No, I think that was shipping. Yeah.
Damn.
Why are we both wearing plaid today? Looks weird. Anyways,
that's
check
fun.
out the podcast. Raptors are playing the Hawks tomorrow. Long injury list already. So Gary is out still with a hip injury.
Not traveling. Yeah.
Otto Porter Jr. is in a walking boot.
That's
with
not a
his toe
surprise.
injury.
They said it was a fractured toe. Like that was never going to be something short term.
Yeah. A fractured toe just doesn't sound fun.
No.
Delano Banton, his ankle is out, but per Michael Grange of Sportsnet, the Raptors said it's not as bad as first thought. Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Okay. All right. Well, because Nick did kind of say that it wasn't looking good.
Yeah. Once again,
after
not a doctor.
the game. Yeah.
Precious and Pascal are both still out, but Pascal is back to on-court activity. So
That is
today,
the big news. Yeah.
today is 2 weeks since his injury, since they slipped on that wet spot.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban lawsuit coming. So, yeah, maybe he'll be back within a week. Even if he comes back next weekend, he will only miss 2 more games.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think they finally revealed it was a grade 2 groin strain. And yeah, I mean, I think it's mostly positive news, right? The fact that he's able to come back for on-court activities. You just hope that it doesn't disrupt the momentum that he had generated throughout the offseason, because obviously he had worked super hard in his game and brought a lot of that intensity to the Raptors. And when Pascal was playing like that, it really gave you like all absolute confidence that the Raptors are going to do well this season, because he was playing at that type of triple-double superstar level. So hopefully he's able to get back to that. You know, my only worry is like, so he's hurt the groin like 3 times now, right? So just like be careful. I'm sure.
Thanks, man.
I'm sure. I don't know, man. Like
you should tap into the next presser. Hey, Pascal, Will Lou here from Sportsnet. You've had the groin injury 3 times. Just be careful.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks. Next, Louis Zatzman, Chinese Nick Nurse.
Wow. Damn. But anyway,
Shouts to Derek Brandeo.
no, I just hope that he's healthy, because he's been playing amazing. That's all.
No, I think
It's good news.
No, I think you make a really good point. It will perhaps take him a week or 2, maybe like a couple games at least. Get back in rhythm.
Nick said a week, and then he kind of also said like maybe under a week.
No, I mean like after he gets back on the court, like it's gonna take him I don't think he's gonna step right in and be
Maybe.
all NBA first team right away.
Maybe.
It'd be great if he did.
It'd be great. Yeah.
And also, what is this I see? You put this in here. Chris Boucher's out tomorrow as well.
That's correct.
With
yes.
a non-COVID illness.
Yes.
How
so
many?
Chris Boucher has a non-COVID
What is the
illness.
starting lineup tomorrow then? Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. OG.
Fred, OG.
Thad Young.
Their names
Scotty.
Scotty. Wancho came in to replace Delano in the Heat game.
I think they would start Koloko in this case. Thoughts? Because Atlanta has some bigs.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think you can kind of go matchup
Yes,
based.
I made a good point.
You know what I mean? Like game to game, opponent by opponent, you go matchup based. Like the Heat, for example.
Right.
They didn't have Bam. So it's like, okay, we can go with Delano as that 5th starter.
Yeah.
And then after Delano went down, they brought in Wancho.
Right.
But yeah, against Atlanta, that's a great point. We'll probably bring in Koloko. He did pretty well in his first time against Atlanta.
Okay.
And yeah, you probably kind of roll with it from there. I mean, look, hopefully you this is all kind of temporary.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know specifically, but at the same time, when you notice that Fred was sick, when you notice that other guys on the team were potentially sick or sounded kind of down bad, it wouldn't be a surprise too much if that sort of flu sort of went around the team. I mean, it's just, yeah, that's something you can't really control, I guess.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
That sucks, though. Chris has been playing great. Like, he has been the bench. Like, he's giving you, like, 20 points, and then 15 at 11, it's not going to be easy to replace that off the bench.
Yeah, and
especially because half your bench is already starting right now.
And our friend of the program, Orrin Weisfeld, talked to Chris this week, and there's an article up at Sportsnet.
So you're saying Orrin made him sick?
No, I'm promoting something as a company man.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Goodness.
Read Orrin, our friend.
Yeah,
at Sportsnet,
but only at Sportsnet, not at the other places.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't click on those.
He didn't make him sick. I was also with Orrin.
Yeah, please. You're going to have to issue an apology after the show, man. What are you... Anyways, happy Friday, everybody.
It's a Friday type of show, There's no games.
Every day's a Friday type of show, but we just try to brand it. This is week 5 of the Raptors Show
already
this season. Yeah, I've been counting down. 20 weeks until the playoffs.
That's it?
Yeah, hang in there, man. We're almost there.
We're almost at the point where we got to do our
1/5,
quarter. Yeah, like
1/5 of the way there.
Like
in terms of weeks. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we might have to do like our
quarterly report card.
Quarterly report card. We got to do
quarterly awards.
Couple stats, couple awards. The content's gonna make itself, I think, at this point.
Oh, you shouldn't stress, man. When me and you are here, and we just need to make an hour of content a day. It's easy money sniper, man. Shouts to KD. Wow, this is the earliest we've been hit with the elevator music.
It's only
6 minutes into a show, man. Shouts to Derek Brandeo. Yeah. I know Brandeo gets excited for the Fridays too.
I mean, I think he knows that it's time. It's his time to shine because look, when I got Thorpe on, when I'm talking to even Blake, he knows, there's a space for like the pure hooper talk, and it doesn't come in.
No, I want a Chinese Nick Nurse drop next Tuesday when Blake's here.
Yeah, that's correct. No, but seriously, when it's just you and me in the studio and he can see us, I mean, that's when Derek.
Yeah,
that's his time to shine.
Nah, man.
So
yeah.
Those are the updates to pass along for practice. OG also said that he doesn't have a Netflix password, or he doesn't remember his Netflix password. Therefore, he didn't watch Hustle with Bo Cruz, aka Juancho Hernan Gomez.
Yeah, that's cool.
What else? Juancho said that he picked Spain to win the World Cup. Not a surprise. He's Spanish. Also, honestly, not a surprise. Spain is quite good, although this year maybe not as much.
Don't worry, we have Vivek Jacob joining us on Monday.
Oh, by the way, Juancho said he was asked about the Canadian national team, and he's like, I don't know any of their players. And then they were like, Alphonso Davies? He's like, I don't know him. And they're like, he plays for Bayern Munich, and he's like, okay, that's one guy.
I only know Alphonso Davies and Kyle Aaron because that's all you and Faisal ever talk about.
Did we talk that much?
Did I pronounce his name right?
Wow, knowing Kyle Aaron is actually a bit of a surprise.
He's the one with the Osmos deal, right?
Yes. Yeah. By the way, if you haven't seen already,
promotions
please
work.
Search Kyle Aaron. That's with a C with Kyle.
Yeah. Sounds like Kyle Lowry every time you say it.
A little bit, yeah. Kind of got that kind of
great banter. Number one basketball podcast in Canada.
Search Kyle Aaron, Osmos. I know maybe you're not a soccer fan or whatever, but like just watch that commercial. It is genuinely one of the more bizarre ones you'll see.
This elevator music feels like a bad annual review, man.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we should get Derek to review us for quarter grades too.
Oh, we should do that. Okay, so make or miss Friday.
Yes.
Which, I know you've been a little bothered because I've been like so excited about this
no,
for like the most basic basketball segment there can be. Because for anybody who does, podcasts, any format like talking about basketball, we know like the same 4 or 5 segments that people love to recycle, and you just kind of call it different things, right? Like thumbs up, thumbs down, make or miss.
Yeah.
Start, bench, cut.
Yeah, the MFK version.
Yeah, all of that stuff. But so first of all, you used to work at The Score. Me too.
Yeah.
You used to be on Pound the Rock.
I started Pound the Rock.
Yeah, calm.
For the record,
calm down, Avon.
For the record, The Score had an incredible selection of podcasts back in the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Born, who's going to be on right up after us, he was on Backhand Shelf.
Yes.
Big hockey podcast there.
There was a fancy football.
There's the fantasy football podcast. Yeah. They had a soccer podcast.
One,
obviously, they had the basketball Jones.
Yeah.
Getting blanked was the one with Drew.
But you're saying that you started Pound the Rock.
No, but then they didn't have podcasts for a very long time. And then me, as someone who's already doing podcasting, I was like, hey, can we just do some podcasts again? We still have the studio, the old studio.
You sound like LeBron right now, being like,
no,
I knew that podcast was going to be a big deal.
Wow.
And I told everyone at The Score.
Look, I just want my flowers because
you want your flowers.
Because now The Score also has lilies. Like 5 or 6 podcasts, and they're all excellent. Okay. Including Pound the Rock, which was the first one that came back.
You sound like LeBron in the shop right now.
I'm like, I've invented deluxe albums. There were 16 songs, but obviously every album's got to have 14.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what if you got the deluxe? Like, here you go. Here's 2 more.
I had this idea to put in 3 bonus tracks.
Yes.
Yeah. And Rich Paul was like, oh, damn. No, anyways, full credit to you.
Yeah.
I have heard this story before off air, so this is a real story.
Yeah.
Of Will inventing the podcast
I
format
invented podcast.
at the Score. But so Make or Miss was a segment.
Yes.
Did you invent this as well as part of Pound the Rock?
Okay, to be clear, I mean, I brought Pound the Rock to the Score along with Cash and Wolf on. It was our NBA podcast. I wanted to chat with those two guys specifically because, we used to just talk in the office all the time about ball. And then, I mean, Make or Miss was just kind of like a way to like go through minor topics in a quick way.
Okay.
And of course, I don't know how you don't remember this because you used to literally sit in, like we were talking about in the studio, like we're in the studio right now. Right, you have 3 mics for me, Cash, and Wolf on, and then you would just sit in the corner and just nod your head. Not producing, by the way, not like like what Derek does, like minding the board, hitting buttons or whatever.
I was a fan.
You were literally just sitting there nodding your head, like, "Oh man, yeah, this is nice."
Yeah, because I'm an avid Pound the Rock listener, and if I could just listen to it live and not have to pull it on my podcast feed, like that was a W for me.
That's fair. But then again, if you were a diehard fan, how did you not know Make or Miss?
Yeah, I was really into astrology. You did call me out on that in front of Cash this week, and that made me really. I'm just telling you, my memory is terrible. Like I can't remember things.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like the Scott Tournament of Hearts sweater that just came in from eBay that I forgot I bought last week. Fire. You know that tournament? It's curling.
Is that? I was gonna say, is that poker? Was that gonna be golf?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Only Scotty I know is Barnes.
No, this is a real banter pod right now.
Yeah.
So, Make or Miss, you did Make or Miss as a very brief segment last week.
And you want to do it for the whole show now?
Yeah, and you're like, oh, each of these topics. So this is just us bouncing around the league. And, we're going to make a little alteration to it, like taking a pair of pants to my tailor, we're just going to make a little adjustment here. You're like, oh, we should get through these topics, like each of them in 2 minutes. We'll have a little longer conversation about these.
Okay.
We also have 25 of these topics.
We do have a ton of these.
So we're going to go back and forth. We both made our own lists of topics. So Will, as the inventor of the podcast and the medium and then this segment, you can go first.
Okay, make or miss. So again, I'm going to read out a statement, and Alex will answer by saying make, as in agrees, or miss. Again, very simple
Thanks,
concept.
man. Thanks for explaining.
I don't know why you love it so much.
Thank you for explaining to the jury.
Okay, first question, first statement. Friend of the program, Yuta Watanabe just scored 20 points last night in a huge win over the Blazers.
Friend of the program, Cap. Not even coming on next week.
Friendships are friends.
Cap.
Okay, so Yuta scored 20 last night. Utah's now shooting 55.6% from 3 this season, which actually leads the NBA. He's the highest mark in the league.
Yeah, shouts to James Herbert for that stat.
Make or miss, the Raptors made a mistake by letting go of Utah.
I'm going to have to say make.
Oh,
I'm going to have to say make. There was a discussion. I think when you think about Utah's spot on the team, the first thing you think of is that the spot went to Juancho Hernan-Gomez. Think that's kind of the one-to-one comparison that most people have?
I mean, they didn't really bring in like a specialist shooter like Svi.
Okay.
So maybe he's Svi, but yeah, I mean, basically, I think he's closer to Utah than Svi.
Yeah, I mean, Utah with 20 points yesterday, and we've seen the progression on the offensive end. Have to consider too. I mean, playing with someone like KD probably helps as well in terms of finding those open shots, but he is making them, which we didn't see here in Tampa/Toronto. So this is like a slight make for me because. I don't know. Like the Raptors spent 2 years developing Utah, and I don't think he ever really settled into a role here. And now you're seeing what he's doing in Brooklyn. It's hard to not think what that would look like if he was progressing here in Toronto. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's something to the idea that like there are maybe easier shots in Brooklyn. I mean, the way Brooklyn plays, like they actually play a lot of shooters across the board. And especially of late with Kyrie out, obviously the focus has been KD scoring, but then teams usually just start to double KD, and they've been doing a really good job of moving the ball around. Utah's always wide open in the corner. Now, obviously, that's because he's the fifth option, and teams do leave him open, and his career tracking stats do not suggest that he's a great like open corner shooter, but he's doing well. I mean, I think for the Raptors, like they wanted to go in a bit of a different direction and take a look at someone else. I think there was something to be said about what Juancho does. And to be honest, like I think Juancho has played his role pretty well as well. I think if you gave Utah the same minutes that you gave Juancho this year, they'd be producing at very similar levels. But no, I'm just happy for Utah as a friend.
Again, Cap.
By the way, it's not like Utah didn't get wide open shots in Toronto. Like,
No, that's fair. And I think it's easy to talk about this coming off like a career game for him.
Yeah.
I know he's had a couple of really good performances this season. But, I mean, this would be a non-conversation if we weren't still looking to maybe fill out a couple spots in the rotation here off the bench for the Raptors. And, I think we just have as you being a close friend to Utah, lots of capping from you today. Would you call someone that you've talked to twice in an organized media setting environment a friend?
First off, it was 3 times.
Okay.
I think I might have been the only person in the world to have 3 one-on-one convos with Yuta Watanabe in English. But yes, but I mean, like, again, last year, Utah, I looked at the numbers. Utah shot 35% on wide open threes. This year, you're shooting 57%.
Okay, you would expect some regression on that.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
But anyway, I'm happy for him, man. It's good. And honestly, the Nets, like, low-key, they've been kind of fun to watch recently. So, without Kyrie.
We talked about the Kevin Durant interview yesterday, and the one guy he didn't name out of the starters, he didn't name Utah.
Oh, right.
He didn't call out Utah by name. So.
I don't think Utah was starting.
Yeah, but you know what? No, come on. Let's just reach a little bit here.
Okay.
Cap.
Right, yeah.
I think Utah is in KD's inner circle. Inner circle of trust.
I mean, he does seem like, if they get Robin together, I wouldn't be surprised. Am I going next or are you going next?
Yeah, I can go next.
Oh, okay.
Or do you want to go next?
No, I'll keep going next.
Yeah. Why don't you keep going?
We'll flip it when we get to half, and then you can ask.
Yeah, let's do that. As the inventor of the medium.
Yes, that's right. I'm innovating. All right, next one. Make or miss. JB Bickerstaff says that the Cavaliers have a quote fat cat mentality after being crowned following 8 straight wins, and now they have lost 5 straight games. So make or miss. The Cavs are overrated.
No, miss.
That's a miss? Okay.
So I don't think the Cavs are overrated. I think when you look at these
What's
teams,
so good about Cleveland?
Oh, wow.
Where are these coming from?
Damn, Derek, man.
I think when they got off to the really quick start and
You
just
like
watching
it? You
them.
think Cleveland's cool? I mean, I never heard anybody say I'm going to Cleveland on vacation.
And
Shout out Joakim Noah, man.
they had those 2 really impressive wins in overtime against Boston. And you can just see the ceiling of this team, right? Like, they have a very high ceiling. And I don't think the recent struggles should take away from that. What do you think?
Do they have? This is a question I keep asking everyone. Most famously, when I asked Keith Pompey this, where I was like, "Who do you have to guard the Tatums of the world, the KDs of the world, the Pascals of the world, the Jimmy Butlers of the world, especially all in the Eastern Conference, Giannis as well, right? Who are you going to guard those guys with?" And his answer was Matisse. All right, every single time he said Matisse. But yeah, who is Cleveland's Matisse?
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Element that you might be missing.
Okay, but I'm looking at them as like a team coming into the season where people had them maybe on the fringe of the top 6. Some people had them in the play-in. To me,
play-in was a little wild.
Yeah.
I mean, come on,
But
they're really good defensively,
like,
and that alone should get them in the top half.
Yeah, like Jared Allen's great. Like we've seen Donovan Mitchell show more of an effort, and you guys talked about it, with the Pound the Rock guys about the impact that he's brought. Darius Garland, whose eye was not looking very good after getting poked by Gary, even like 3 weeks later.
No, the jokes were flying.
But that's like a 50-win team to me. Like I think this team can be a 50-win team and a top 4 seed. And like in 20 weeks, it's going to be the 4-5 matchup between Cleveland and Toronto.
Oh God, I would hate that, but
I think that's where we're headed.
That would be really interesting. That'd be very fascinating, actually. I kind of want to see that matchup.
Yeah,
but I also hate it because it's going to go 7 games.
So I know they're on a losing streak right now, but I'm not sweating it. I think they've shown us enough so far.
All right, next question. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the most clutch player in the NBA at the moment. Make or miss.
So first of all, apologies to all the OKC fans. So a week ago, please don't do this. Those emails go to me. So a week ago,
email in OKC?
Oh my God, a week ago we did a whole episode about Shai,
letters
about Shai to Toronto, and a friend of the program, Jay Skis from No Dunks, shared it on Twitter, I think, and then it kind of put a lot of OKC fans onto the show.
Well, I mean, OKC also smacked the Raptors.
So during the show, I was getting a lot. I actually got a couple of emails and like on the mentions on Twitter too.
Wow.
Of maybe Pascal should leave a mediocre franchise and go somewhere where he can win. Just want to say, OKC.
Sorry, how many championships does OKC have?
OKC, oh man,
you guys had Kevin Durant,
I love when you get
Russell
into
Westbrook,
this mood.
James Harden, Serge Ibaka, Paul George, Chris Paul.
This guy's Avon. This guy's Avon Barksdale.
Who else did you have on that roster?
Stringer reading
James
intro
Harden. Did I say
to
James Harden
macroeconomics.
Damn, not one championship with that group. How did that happen?
I hate when you get into this.
Not once, huh?
Pokemon Scarlet just dropped today.
Oh, I can't wait to get back to that, man.
Anyways.
Yeah, anyways.
I just wanted your best player, but yes, make or miss. I mean, yeah, make.
The only contention I have with this is what about Luka? Because Luka's also like the king of making some ridiculously.
I think there's one of those
shots.
things. Okay, because we've seen Shea make a lot of clutch shots, including one this week, right, in Washington. And by the way, he called himself Himmy Carter on because he was in DC because hit the shot in DC.
Make or miss, Himmy Carter.
Huge miss.
Okay,
huge miss. Oh, are you taking a U.S. president?
First off, you're Canadian, all right?
No, man. No, man. It's like me calling myself Him Chan or something, man. No, like, and I've told you, like, how many hymns do you think there should be in the NBA? There should be 5 hymns, like, total.
You know what? Actually,
there should be a hymn, like, team, like a hymn club.
Yeah, an NBA first team all hymn.
Yeah,
yeah.
The NBA all NBA first team is the hymn team.
Oh, okay.
Like to me, that's it. Okay. Pascal was not him until he was playing like this at an all NBA first team level.
Okay, fair enough.
Right?
So is Shea the most clutchest player in the NBA?
Yes, or no? Sure.
Okay, all right.
Sure. But I do get your point about Luka, though.
Yeah, Luka's absurd.
Like,
it's one of the two, I would say. All right, next question. Jason Tatum has entered elite status, which now makes Boston the best team in the East. Make or miss?
Yeah, make, man. Actually, wait. You said best team in the East?
Yeah.
Nah, miss. Still Milwaukee to me.
Okay, all right.
Still Milwaukee. I'm not moving off that.
You see Milwaukee might get Jay Crowder?
Yeah, I've heard this talk.
Might get an infusion of capital letters.
Well, I did tell you yesterday, there was a 3-team trade that was being talked about, that was being reported, that would have sent Eric Gordon to the Suns. And I think Crowder would have gone to the Bucks. And then something to Houston. Right. And you were like, I could not care less about where Eric Gordon is going.
I don't care about either end of that trade, to be honest.
I thought that would be a decent move for Phoenix, no?
Sure, I guess. All they have is like big, like all these guards.
But you don't think that's a good addition? Like just having Eric Gordon shooting?
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it.
Or can Jay Crowder just walk it back and go back to the Suns? Like Cam Johnson is out long term.
Apparently not. No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they've crossed Boss Man 99.
I think the Bucks, the big thing for them is Joe Ingles. Like how when he eventually makes it back. I'm not saying he's gonna like change the game, but I mean like that could be a critical piece for them. Because once you go down their roster, it's pretty thin, man.
No, it's pretty thin. I agree with you. And it's also quite old as well. They got a lot of 30-year-olds on that team.
Yeah. But yes, okay, I agree with you on the Tatum part, though. Like, he's definitely taking another step.
Yeah. Well, he's so much better at making quick passes now. Like, I remember even when the Raptors played the Celtics in the bubble, which was a very painful series as well. But one of the ways the Raptors were able to slow the Celtics down was by forcing Tatum into being a playmaker. And he just like wasn't as good at that time. Now when you watch the Celtics, anytime they bring 2 to Tatum, he's making super quick passes, and then the Celtics rotate the ball well around the perimeter, and they get it either into the corner for an open 3, or someone's attacking the closeout going to the rim. Like that's what makes Boston's offense so deadly right now. Is that yes, they have all these shooters, but they have their main guy right now in Tatum is so willing to pass. And not in a way that like he's not being aggressive, where he's always obviously looking to score if he's going ISO, but teams are doubling him as they should, and he's just making super quick passes. It's very hard to guard that team right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at his stats right now. He's averaging over 30 points a game right now.
Yep.
31.1.
So again, you got to double him.
7.4 rebounds, 4.1 assists. So no, this has been a huge jump. I was very critical of him during the playoffs last year because I think a lot of people were rushing to put him on that Mount Rushmore of hymns. And he was very up and down, right? Like his highs were very high.
Yes.
But then there was a lot of just but he's there now.
Okay.
He's there now. Maybe I can piggyback here. I have a make or miss that's piggybacking.
Okay, all right.
Actually, 2 of them.
Okay.
So make or miss, the Celtics starting 12-3 with new head coach Joe Mazzulla proves that head coaches in general are overrated.
First off, Joe Mazzulla sounds like a delicious cheese. And second of all, yeah, I think so. I actually do think so.
Okay.
I think once you get the players to learn how to play, then you kind of just not roll the ball out, but you establish that style of play. But I think where coaches are not overrated at all is the ones who are able to come into a program and then introduce that style, see what style is supposed to be being played with that group, and bring that in. The way Nick did after replacing Dwayne Casey, introducing this style, and obviously then winning a championship. The way Steve Kerr did with obviously Mark Jackson, they had great success with that team before, but then Steve brought in this new style, enabled new players, and they could just kind of roll the ball out from there. Like literally, when Steve was out because he had all those health issues, it was like Luke Walton will come in and be like 24-0. Mike Brown will come in and be like 24-0.
Mike Brown will come in the middle of a playoff series.
Yeah. And it was fine. It was chill, right? So I think what it really takes is that first coach to come in and introduce that style of play. If you want to give if you want to give Ime some credit for that,
Yeah.
I think probably sure.
I mean, I think he deserves
But-
credit for last year.
But yeah, I mean, at that point, it's just like you just
He came in and like did change the, like, you know, he changed
made
the
Smart, like,
culture
the
of the
primary
team, like the
point
behind the
guard
scenes,
you
and also
know,
just
stuff.
behind the scenes
Well, I
too.
mean, he
right?
definitely changed the culture of the team behind the scenes.
Oh my God,
Come
I'm
on, man.
referring
That's
to
different, man.
I'm referring to the basketball team. Anyways, okay, so that's a make for you.
Yes.
I do think it's very scenario dependent. It is very scenario dependent, but it is interesting because like there's so much talk at the start of the year about how that was going to impact the Celtics, and that's a non-story.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, two more before we go to break. Make or miss. The Kings have the best record in California. The first time this has happened since 2005 at this late juncture of the season, right? There's 4 teams in California. The Kings are the best of those 4 at the moment. So make or miss. This is the year they break their 17-year playoff drought.
Yeah, make. Are we saying top 6 or just play in if they make it through the play?
I'll give them play in.
Okay.
I'll give them play in.
Yeah, no, I think it's a make. I was looking at the standings too. The standings are very bunched up in the entire NBA right now.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Like, but the Kings are on a really good streak right now. I think, I don't know long term if they're going to regret the Halliburton Sabonis move, but it seems like it's working out for them right now. And De'Aaron Fox actually one of the most clutch fourth quarter players right now.
Yo, he was
in the
excellent,
NBA.
man. His effort against the Lakers was
Yeah, and then
breathtaking.
shouts to them beating the Spurs yesterday, helping me hit my 2-game parlay.
oh, okay. All right.
So you know, if I'm betting on the Sacramento Kings, you know they're trending up.
Damn.
So that's a make for me. Listen, I'm happy for those fans, man.
Yeah, I'm thrilled for those fans. I actually
Yeah.
got another question about that coming up later. But last one before we go to break. Friend of the program, Jack Armstrong, released a Christmas album with proceeds benefiting the MLSC Foundation. Make or miss, Alex. Alex should also release his rap mixtapes for charity.
Yeah, first of all, I gotta clean up the language on some of those, so I'll have to re-release, like
Oh,
re-record
this guy
them.
gonna bring in a clean version? Come on. man.
Yeah, if we can raise money for it,
Oh, okay.
like, yeah, I'll
You know-
record a new album,
we have an upcoming event. Maybe we should make one of those mixtapes,
and
one of those giveaways.
we have a backup studio that we can literally book. We can go in
Oh,
there.
man.
And
What do you
just-
mean we? It's just gonna be you, man. I'm not gonna
No,
feature
come
on these
on, man.
tracks.
Yeah, you're gonna come out there and be like, "Yo, I got a new goat." Yo, I want to be your goat, man.
Nah, the new goat I have is in Pokemon, man.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I'll definitely do that.
Okay.
I would definitely do that. But and yeah, shouts to everybody. You mentioned the charity event that we're having December 12th with Chris Boucher. So we've been able to appreciate everybody's support this week. Again, willu.eventbrite.ca if you
Yep.
want to grab tickets.
Alex keeps saying the tickets are going fast. They are going fast, but you can still buy them.
They're actually finally going fast.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
a promotional tool.
Yes.
No, there's
Buying?
about 40 tickets left, to be honest. And we've raised just over like $5,000
Wow.
to this point. And
Right.
you know, that's obviously we have expenses we need to cover for the venue, for the
Sure, yeah,
event.
of
So
course,
like
of course.
net of all that, we have like $5,000 around already
That's
to give
amazing.
Chris. And like every 25 tickets is gonna be another 1,000.
Damn.
So
Okay.
no, it's been great. So December 12th, willu.eventbrite.ca.
And Alex may or may not rap.
Yeah,
at
so
the
here's the
venue.
thing.
You should.
You know, I've
Honestly,
had
you please do it, man.
I've had many people
putting you on the spot.
many people ask me, it's only been you. You know, why aren't you rapping this year? You know, you were coming in real hot last year after you joined Sportsnet. Did they put that clause in your, employee contract this year? Like what's going on? And the thing is,
should've.
at the start of last season, we were only on radio, right? Like the YouTube stream hadn't started yet. So,
Okay.
my mom wasn't really listening to it. But my mom watches all the YouTube streams now on her iPad, and like I'm going home for dinner tonight. Like I just don't want to be out here dropping like bars and then have to look my mother in the face after,
Damn.
as a 38.1-year-old. No.
You know what? That's understandable.
No, I
actually.
can
That's
rap. I can
understandable. The last
rap.
thing
It's fine.
Asian kids want to do.
I'll
is
do it for
disappoint their
charity.
parents.
I'll do it for charity.
Okay. all right.
Two things I'll do for charity, man. The rap album, and I'll eat the 10 Big Macs for
Wow.
charity.
This guy trying to move those last 40 tickets, man.
Oh, this is separate, man. Not for this event.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. All right,
I'm not
next,
doing
the next event
I'm not
where
doing
Alex
any of
becomes Kobayashi. Anyway, we're going to take a break. I'm your host, Willu. That's Alex Wong. You're listening to The Raptors Show on the Sportsnet Radio Network. Welcome back to the Raptors Show on the Sportsnet Radio Network. I'm your host, Mo Wu. That's Alex Wong. As we do every Friday, we love to give thanks to everyone who made this show possible. And so, Alex, this is it's turning over to you. Who are you thankful to?
Yeah, super thankful as always to Derek Brandeo, our producer, for helping us behind the scenes. Shouts to Jennifer Rolnick, who we shout out every day for helping us with the YouTube stream. She's on vacation.
That's right.
Until December.
Happy travels.
I didn't know you could request a vacation 4 weeks into the season. I should have done that as well. Happy vacation.
You can if you want to.
Yeah. By the way, we're bringing back Secret Santa.
Right.
So you, Derek. We'll see if Frank wants to be involved as well.
Right. I know two things about Frank. So.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you gotta get to know him a little more. But
okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Frank's just staring at us. Shouts to Frank for all the help, honestly.
Yeah.
And Danielle for filling in this week. Devang, Kyle Kreb, Josiah. Again, I know you don't know any of these people. You only know Devang.
I know Kyle.
From what?
We emailed Kyle sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We? J.R. Manatad, Chris Tarosa, Dan Toman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't people listening, this is not a good career move. Don't call out your boss on air.
Oh.
But I did suggest to Dan Toman, our boss this week, that he's the LeBron lying meme of this show. Yeah.
Oh,
because he's a big fan. He's a big
okay.
fan, allegedly, of the Raptors Show.
Right.
And he claims he listens every day, which I respect.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all you sometimes you're just like, yeah, I love how you guys just stop talking about basketball at 2:40. I saw that.
No, it's really hey LeBron, I've seen you read The Godfather. And you said that you watched this 6 times, the franchise. Yeah. What's your favorite part of the movie? And LeBron's like, I don't know.
Oh, that's tough. That's hard to choose. So many great guests. So many great
what's your favorite
segments.
Part? And he's like, I'm asking you. And LeBron's like,
no.
Listen, I don't know.
Listen, all jokes aside, Dan does. He gives us great feedback.
Wow.
On like specific segments and stuff. So I appreciate him. Greg Sansoni, Pat Flash, Ryan Fabro, and everyone else supporting us and everything supporting us behind the scenes. Shout out to our guests this week: Alvin Williams, Blake Murphy, David Thorpe.
Pure hoop talk this week.
Yeah, small lists because Alex's usage is getting bumped up. And what else? Yeah, shout out to my guy Kai. Again, follow him, Sexy Beast on Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, I guess you can ask your Dwight Howard question if I say Sexy Beast.
Yeah,
on
I'm
air.
gonna ask that Dwight Howard question.
And Kevin helping me secure a game issue Raptors warm-up jacket last weekend. Appreciate that.
Oh, nice.
This is what I need in my life. A warm-up jacket with like the number 24 tag on it. It's Norman Powell's, I think.
Sure it wasn't Jason Capono?
Oh.
Was he wear number 24?
Yeah, shouts to Raptors Twitter. Saw a lot of people eulogizing the app last night, including
I
you.
woke up and it's still there. Oh, by the way, Jason Capono did wear number 24.
Oh, okay. Good
That's
to
right.
know. Anything Raptors before they rebranded themselves as We the North.
Wow, come on, man.
Yeah. No, sorry. I'm being really hard on you today. I'm issuing an on-air apology to you.
Are you? No, I just meant come on, man. I've been watching Raptors dedicated from.
No, I feel like I tease you a lot.
Onward.
You know what? No teasing next week.
That's
for an
not
entire
good for
week.
the show. It's not good
No,
for the
that's
show.
what I'm gonna do. No teasing. And I went in my first Twitter Spaces. Saw you and a lot of Raptors Twitter folks in there.
Yeah. By the way, it was
cool to
revealed
drop
that
by.
you don't know how to do it.
I text Faisal.
so
I'm
you
like,
have to
how do
text
I?
Faisal.
I'm like,
Yeah.
how do I request to speak?
There's a button at the very bottom that says
That's
have to request.
He said literally the microphone.
Yeah.
Just press it. Yeah. Well, when I came on, you said I'm too old for this, and I was.
Yeah. Well, you.
I
signed
just
up
wanted
2
to
minutes
show
later.
love.
Yeah.
Just wanted to show
but
love.
luckily, Raptors Twitter is still there this morning. So
Yeah.
but it was really nice. So
Here
it was
we
very
are.
positive.
So
space.
go fight some Sixers fans.
It's gonna be Hawks fans next. Actually, they're playing the Hawks next.
Business as usual.
Mhm.
So that's it. That's all my shout outs. You as always, I always leave room here for you to fill in shout outs, and I
Yeah.
guess you just don't care.
Who am I going to shout out this week? Shout out to everyone who bought tickets to the upcoming event.
Yeah, willow.eventbrite.ca.
That's right. Last plug for the show. Shout out Ravi for his generosity, and if he's coming to the show and potentially adding some giveaways as well. Who else to shout out?
Yeah,
this
we got
week?
jerseys, we
Shout
got
out to
T-shirts,
Walmart
we got
at,
tickets. There's a lot of stuff we're giving away. man.
Right.
Gift
We actually need to put
cards.
together like a graphic because there's a lot of things on there.
Yeah.
So John, more work for you.
No,
thank you. For
leave
doing
John
that.
alone, man.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he says he's struggling with betting right now. So
So he can't make a graphic?
yeah, it's one or the other, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Make
seriously.
or miss. Johnings betting.
Yeah, and then shout out to Walmart at the Dufferin Mall because I was able to pick up
Yes. Pokemon.
the double pack,
The
baby,
double
Scarlet
pack.
and Violet.
He doubled up, man.
Because I was from Scarlet Road, I picked Scarlet as well. For those listening.
Man.
Anyway, we're going
back to make or miss, please.
We're going back to make or miss. So obviously we did in the first segment, and we're going to continue here. All right, make or miss. The Nets held a players-only meeting about Ben Simmons. That's right. They held a players-only meeting about one of the players.
They're like, Ben, you're not taking any shots, so we're going to take shots at you. Yeah.
Damn. All right. Markieff Morris apparently led the meeting about Ben. So make or miss. The Nets will not go 1 week this season without making a bad headline.
Make. Kyrie Irving is returning this weekend.
Oh, so that's another one right there.
That's a make. He will be, assuming, if the post-game pressers go well or if he doesn't speak, he will be here next Wednesday in Toronto. So, yeah, no, that is a clear make. Remember that feel-good honeymoon period with Jacques Vaughn that lasted for like 3 games?
But I mean, they kind of did last night.
They won last night. And
Royce O'Neal with the game-winning tip-in.
Yeah,
YouTube was also there. Could have got the game winner. It would have been crazy.
I was watching Clippers Pistons because of my betting obligations.
The Luke Kennard Bowl, man.
You know what?
This guy watching the Luke Kennard Bowl.
The Pistons are so bad.
Yeah,
the third quarter, they were just turning the ball over. Jaden Ivey tried to take off at the free throw line for a one-handed jam over Zubac Shakur, and then some guy on the Pistons shot a corner 3. The corner 3 hit off the top of the backboard. Like, it's not even possible.
Yeah.
Like, anyways.
Why would you willingly watch the Pistons? We just saw them.
Once again, I
weekend.
had some betting obligation.
Okay, fair enough. Whole new game.
Yeah, and I wanted to see how my guy Kawhi Leonard was doing. So slow start for him coming back. Anyways, yeah, that's a make.
Okay. I'm going to skip a couple of these.
Please.
Make or miss. So Greg Popovich said in a recent first quarter interview that his favorite animal is a sea otter. Make or miss on sea otters.
Yeah, just like a wedgie.
Okay.
I'm going with a third
ball?
option here.
It's a wedgie afterwards?
I have no opinions on sea otters.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a clear make for me, man.
Okay. Yeah, you famously we did not complete your top 100 animals.
Otter was on there
last year. Okay.
Yeah, it was one of the top 12.
It's at the bottom of this Google Doc, so we can definitely resurrect it.
Why did you not delete it?
No one has asked for it in months. No, so I don't know. It's a wedgie for me.
Oh, fair enough. Next one. Make or miss. Serge Ibaka had Giannis Antetokounmpo on his most recent episode.
Now available on Sportsnet's YouTube.
Up How Hungry Are You? That's correct. Go watch it. It's really fun, honestly, and I actually enjoy all Giannis content. Anyway, 2 questions on this. The first one, make or miss, Serge was sent to Milwaukee as part of the second version of the Giannis recruitment as he becomes a free agent in 2025 because he actually asked his teammate, is he going to sign with the Raptors? Even though they're both on the Bucks right now. Is he a double agent?
No, miss.
Okay.
Shouts to friend of the program, Jordy. This sounds like a Jordy ploy.
Yeah.
To get the Raptors fans
to click
attention. But no, like this is such a wild question from Serge.
That's what I'm saying.
Giannis, you won a championship in Milwaukee. You're clearly happy.
Can you come
there.
home now? That's what Serge was saying.
No, but shouts to Serge for asking the hard question. So miss on that one.
Yeah. I think Giannis looked pretty happy. But anyway, Serge also asked Giannis during the most recent episode of Hungry Are You, is he the face of the league? And Giannis actually answered that he's just one of them. He also mentioned guys like Luka, guys like KD.
He called him
LeBron,
Luka Magic. Is that what they call him?
Jokic, 2-time MVP, Embiid, guys like that.
Jovic,
did not mention Luka Jovic or whatever. Nikola Jovic. I'm sorry.
Nikola Jovic.
They're all just blending together now.
DH Gate MVP.
Yeah, make or miss. After LeBron retires, the league will not have a signature athlete, like the signature face of the league type star.
Okay. Yeah. You also had in here since before Magic and Bird in the 80s.
Okay, all right.
And I was waiting for you to say that so I could roast you.
No, but okay, look.
This guy watched Winning Time once.
Magic and Bird for like the 80s. Then they had Jordan
Jackie McMullen
for the late 80s and the 90s.
Yes.
Right? Then they had Kobe and Shaq.
Shaq, Kobe, Tim Duncan.
Okay, I don't know. Tim Duncan, a Giannis style of like face of the league.
You know what? Respect him, Duncan, man.
Okay, fine. He can be him.
Duncan.
Right? And then they had LeBron.
Steph.
And then they have Steph now.
KD. Has KD ever? Okay, that's a separate discussion.
I don't know. Face of the league, I don't know.
Okay.
Face of the league on Twitter, yes.
This is a miss for me, man, because I think Giannis and Luka are the first ones that I think of. put Jokic up there too, probably. But like, I mean, listen, face of the franchise, like you got to be a global star, right?
Yes.
Like I'm talking about like casual fans know who you are, the way they knew MJ, the way they knew Magic, the way they knew Kobe. I think Giannis can get there. I think.
What does he need to do?
I don't know, win more.
Win more.
Yeah,
Okay.
I honestly think that's it, right? Because you think about all these guys, they all won multiple championships.
Yeah.
They were in the finals like every year. They've all got the exposure now with the sneaker deals, like social, all of that stuff. And you're forgetting about Victor Wembanyama too, right? Like,
okay.
I think, listen, we haven't seen him play, in an NBA game, but like if he justifies all the hype, then I think that's another guy
pick, actually.
that's going to be the face. So yeah, that's a miss for me.
Okay, because I was a little worried, because honestly, after LeBron retires,
because
like there's obviously like tons of great players in the league and so many really talented ones. They're breaking all sorts of records, but none of them stand out to me as like a face of the league. Even Giannis, doesn't stand out to me as a face of the league type of guy because there's a bigger responsibility that comes with it. Like you gotta know his story and be super invested in each move. Like look how much content people were able to make around LeBron, even around Steph, around KD, and those guys aren't even necessarily the face of the league type of players. Like, there's not that much content you make around Giannis. People still know Giannis is kind of just like he came to America and got buff and dunked on everyone.
Yeah. No, I think that's. I mean, this is a separate topic too. Like Giannis should be promoted more.
I agree.
As the face of the
he was great in the Surge video. You know
Giannis
what I mean? Like,
is like the most charming personality of all the stars in the league.
He's actually truly humble for a guy who
you saw,
has all the reasons.
Did you see the interview like earlier this year? I think it was on Sirius XM. He was asked, what do you want to do after your career? And he's like, I just want to disappear. Like I want to be like Tim Duncan. And so maybe he doesn't want the spotlight, but like every time he's on camera, like he's a delight.
Yeah.
Should have came here.
Should have came here.
Damn.
I have more, but do you want to do some make or misses? Because I realize I've only asked
no,
questions.
It's fine, man. You're the inventor of the medium. Make or miss, the Warriors won't be a title contender without making a trade this season.
Yeah, that's a make. They need to improve their bench, but I think it's like relatively doable.
I'm not that worried about them.
Yeah, I mean, like I think there's like a sudden backlash against Klay Thompson because he's struggling. You have to if we're not willing to give Klay Thompson time after he's won 4 championships, then I don't know who we're willing to give that grace to. Like Klay's gonna be worth it when he's eventually healthy. It's about getting some more productive players.
Well, Jordan Poole too has been.
Yeah, I mean when he starts, he's excellent. Apparently when he comes off the bench, he's not so good.
I'm not worried about them because I think they've already started punting the experiment on some of these young guys, like sending James Wiseman for now to the G League, and you're really talking about fixing like the 6 to 8 spot in your rotation. Like the starting lineup is there, and Steph is playing at an all-time level right now.
Right.
And you still got guys like Kevon Looney and like Dante DiVincenzo. I think they'll be able to cobble together a bench, but I do think maybe they will make a small trade here.
Right. By the way, I actually had put this in the questions in terms of make a miss. Is James Wiseman the worst number 2 overall pick since MKG? But then I decided not to ask that question because the number 2 picks, and I'm just going to read a couple of them, all right, in the last couple of years. Marvin Bagley III.
Oh, I was watching him last night.
Lonzo Ball, who's a good player, but number 2 pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Lonzo's just more injuries. I think he's rounded himself out into a pretty good
Even
player.
if he's healthy, he's not a number 2 pick level kind of guy for me. D'Angelo Russell, Jabari Parker, Victor Oladipo, who had some good years, but also
For number 2, that's a pretty underwhelming list.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Derek Williams, Evan Turner, Hasheem Thabeet, Michael Beasley. This is just in the last decade and a half.
This is a number 2 pick curse.
Their names are because it's like who are some of these players? Oh, not who are they? Obviously, everyone knows them,
but they're not number 2 pick caliber.
Exactly, not sign a slam dunk kind of players. Anyway, when you're tanking and stuff like that, just
give me the James Wiseman draft. Who else could they have taken?
LaMelo.
Yeah, that's a big one, right?
That's a pretty big
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Man. They also could have taken They could have taken Franz over Kuminga, I think. As well.
Right. They just need to hit on one of those. I still agree with their strategy of letting like the Otto Porters and the Gary Payton Juniors go. I think just from a money standpoint, like you're gonna have money tied up to extending a lot of these guys coming up.
I just don't get being cheap after you won the title.
But they're not being cheap though. That's a huge bill, right? I feel like even if you're Joe Lacob, at some point you got to draw a line.
I mean, listen, man. If the bill is already that high, what's a couple more? You know what I mean?
All right, let's go shopping next time and let's see how that goes.
Okay, all right. That's not my money. It's easier to say. All right, next question from you.
Oh, more from me?
Yeah.
You have like 100 of these.
What you also wrote them, and I
Oh,
feel
right.
bad that I've just taken.
Oh,
over.
no, you shouldn't feel bad. Let's
Okay.
see which one I want to do. Oh, make or miss. James Harden's a genius for escaping the Brooklyn situation when he did. Because
yeah, this will make.
I was thinking about this. I was like, man, like he obviously got a lot of criticism at the time, like requesting a trade midseason after he had just moved from Houston and then gone to Brooklyn for like a season. I mean, he picked the right time to leave.
Yeah. I don't think that situation is any better with James in that. And then James got a decent deal, like not as much as he could have gotten, but you know, he got a lot of credit for taking less than the max. He got in a situation where now he has a management group that he can really work with because obviously Daryl Morey is like literally a James Harden stan. He's called him better than MJ offensively, which is kind of nuts to me.
Cap.
I haven't even seen MJ, but I know that's a lie. I've seen James Harden get shut down by who was it? Oh, Jonathan Simmons.
I've never
Remember when Kawhi got hurt?
Yes.
And then it was Jonathan Simmons versus
and
James
the Spurs
Harden.
won that game.
Well, like 40.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've never seen Harden in the finals.
I mean, damn.
Yeah. Oh, here, I
well,
got
he
one
did,
too.
actually, by the way, with the
Oh,
Thunder.
yeah.
But then the
I
Thunder
still
didn't
never
win.
Wait,
Damn,
I
that's
still
tough.
I still
OKC.
never saw him that series, man.
Tough, man. Imagine going to the finals and not winning. Could not be us.
Stop doing that.
No,
man.
I want to beef with the 6 guys in OKC.
No, I don't. One more for you from me. So actually last night LeBron James was on so he does a segment of like his show The Shop on like the NFL Thursday games, and he had Jalen Ramsey on, and he was talking about, so here we have the clip. We're gonna play the clip.
Oh, okay.
And we'll explain.
I think Coach McVay been looking at my playbook on Madden. Because I play the dime coverage and I put him on the inside. Yeah. I put him on a blitz, but then I hit the switch where I could just put on just a QB spy, and I just roam him all over the field.
So you been saw this, Bron.
I've been saw this.
You know what they say on Twitter right now?
I put him on the QB spy.
Now, Bron, you know what they saying on Twitter right now? They say you be capping.
We just talked about this the other day. Listen, I always speak the truth, baby. I always speak the truth.
Hey, don't worry about that, man. You the king, man.
So, okay, here's a little more context. So LeBron was explaining to Jalen Ramsey that he's been running the defense that Sean McVay, the Rams head coach, has been running on Madden, that he's been ahead of the curve on that.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, and the funniest thing too is, so this is very meta at the end when Jalen Ramsey was like, yo, they've been talking about you lying on Twitter, and LeBron pulled out the same old, I saw that. So make or miss, has LeBron seen the LeBron lying jokes?
Of course he's seen the LeBron lying jokes.
First time in the 7th grade, and I told one of my good friends that this kid is going to be special.
LeBron seeing Scotty Barnes in the 7th grade and saying he's going to be
Oh,
special.
man.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, this is so clearly. It's just shameless, man. Stop saying you saw Jordan Henderson score in a World Cup qualifier, man. You don't need to. You don't need to say, oh, yeah, I saw Crouch play for Liverpool. Like, I know he does the robot dance and like an occasional overhead kick. Like, come on, no, you don't know that. You don't know. It's okay to not know things.
Shouts to LeBron.
Yeah. But anyway, that's probably how we sound on the pod, too. We're like, oh, Nick and I need to run a different defense. Like,
All right, one more from you.
yeah, let's do one more. Yeah.
Yeah, from you.
Oh, from me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, this guy's checked out for the weekend.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about my Quaxley at this point. Okay, the Sacramento Kings are blasting a laser beam into the sky for each win. Right, literally on Twitter, you just see light the beam over and over and over again. And the Kings, by the way, are like 6-1, I think, after lighting these beams. Anyway, so my question is, Toronto should do something similar with the CN Tower, where it lights up red every time the Raptors win, and it lights up blue after every time the Leafs win.
I mean, no, that's fine, man. Miss.
That's a miss?
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't need to do that. I think
Why?
you need to do it for a team like Sacramento because they just haven't won for a long time. But you want that beam to like shoot up 55 times a year for the Raptors?
I mean, yes. I
This
guess.
is like approaching like free pizza type level stuff, man. No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
Miss.
I mean, by the way, the Kings fan base right now, like, they're having a moment. Shout out to
Jay Kang, who's a
That's what I
Kings
was-
fan.
That's
Yeah.
right. He is an adopted Kings fan. But no, he was literally on this program while I was away, and he was speaking with you, and he was talking about how Sacramento is going to be this like surprise team this year, and they've been one of the best stories, man. The best stories are all in the West right now.
Yeah.
Portland, you know,
Phoenix.
Phoenix, I guess.
Keep it going.
Sacramento.
Denver. Yeah.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
No, I actually feel pretty good about all the West teams, and every East team I'm just annoyed with.
Yeah.
But I think that probably is because
All right, have a great
we're in
weekend,
the same
everybody.
conference. All right. That does it for us today. I'm your host, Willu. You've been listening to The Raptors Show on the Sportsnet Radio Network. Make sure you find The Raptors Show wherever you listen to podcasts and subscribe, and please rate and review our show. Thanks again to our producer and co-host, Alex Warren, board producer, Derek Brandeo. Shout out to Frank for helping us with the YouTube stream, and have a happy weekend.